Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Guru. Today I'm going to review the Moto H20 device after using more than 5 days of usage. Yes friends, it's been 5 days using this Moto H20, and during this time I'll try to express all the things what are the you should know before you actually buy the Moto H20 device. Yes, I try to cover each and every small topic. It's like pros and cons you can consider, and I try to include each and every details about the performance, display, camera, battery charging, connectivity, build quality and UI and everything. I'll try to exactly explain in this entire video. So in case if you want to know more details about this Moto H20, don't worry, there's a playlist which I have created. You can watch the playlist of the Moto H20. Try to click on that and all the videos will be available in one single playlist. You will get to know all the things what is happening with this device. And let's get started friend, without wasting any time. First thing is about the performance of this phone. The phone comes with the Snapdragon 778G processor and with the UFS storage 2.2 and LPDDR4 RAM type. So you may consider looking at the specifications, you will be experiencing slightly slow performance, but that's not the case. Few of the games may not be optimized. Yes, few of the games like Paragon's mobile game may not be optimized for HDR and extreme settings, something like that, but at least you can play with the smooth and extreme easily without any kind of issues. But sometimes we do experience slightly kind of lag sometimes occasionally in this phone. That's another thing. One more thing, this phone is not designed for the gamers, hardcore gamers. Maybe for light gaming it should be kind of okay. So small games should be fine without any kind of problem. Even with the medium kind of normal to medium kind of gaming should be completely fine with this Snapdragon 778G processor. So that's absolutely another thing. And the next thing is about the annual benchmark scores. In case if you want to know annual benchmark score of this Snapdragon processor, which is about close to 5,30,000, the annual benchmark score we can actually expect in this phone. And when I did the CPU throttling test, it was able to maintain really good in terms of the stable performance. Yes, very consistent stable performance I used to get in terms of the CPU throttling results as well. Let me try to show you. As you can see, these are the day one results which I did do. There is no red color indication at all in terms of the CPU throttling in my testing. And in terms of the annual benchmark score, as I said, 5,25,000. It's not at all bad at all friends. But one more thing, for this kind of 30,000 rupees, it's kind of really something you should know about in terms of the performance. But overall, it feels really smooth while using this device for the 5 days of usage. I did install plenty of applications, I think close to 100 applications in this device. It feels really very smooth, and not even once I felt like using Snapdragon 778G processor and having the UFS storage 2.2. That's very old generation which will be found only in the mid-range segments. So I did not even feel anything like that. So maybe that's because of the stock Android experience you are getting in this device. That's the one best thing which I did feel in the Moto H20. So there are no complaints in the performance wise. So for me, I was completely happy and satisfied. And during this usage, as my daily driver, I did use this phone for the first time. So whatever the phones I buy, I never thought of using, but for the first time, always I want to hold this Moto H20 in my hand. I'm not sure why, because of the build quality, but something I just want to mention to you. So in my experience, I did not have any kind of issues with the performance. So it's kind of good, solid. And the display, in terms of display also, it's really very amazing friends. 144 Hz display feels very smooth. That is another main thing which I did like in the Moto H20 in terms of the display. 6.7 inches screen size. For example, if this screen size is close to 6.43 inches, I would have not bought the device at all. Yes, but because of the big screen display and weight distribution is there, and it feels very light, and you will get definitely immersive kind of experience while watching videos and the movies. That's one advantage. But at this moment, the Amazon Prime HD is not supported in this device. In the Moto H20, I did do the separate review as well. Overall, the display quality feels very solid in terms of the display quality. As you can see friends, the display, how it looks, so beautiful, so much. Seriously friends, if you watch in person, you will definitely fall in love with this kind of display, which is 10-bit color panel, and with the 144 Hz combination is very good in this phone. There's another part which I did like in the Moto H20, the display part. I'm completely 100% satisfied in this Moto H20 device in terms of the display segment. So another thing you should know is about the touch sampling rate. The touch sampling rate is slightly limited in this phone. I mean, when you're not using any kind of touch sensitivity option, the touch sampling rate is less. So when you're trying to use the touch sensitivity, only then the touch sampling rate will increase. That's something which I thought of just mentioning for you, in case if you are already bought the device or if you're going to buy, you can try this one. And next is about the camera segment. So camera segment is the one thing which I did explore, and I did take my own time. I'll try to do the side-by-side comparison with the OnePlus Nord 2 as well. So make sure to stay tuned for those videos in case if you're interested. So these are some of the videos which I taken. Let me show the camera samples, and these are the camera samples I'll try to compare the OnePlus Nord 2 and this one separately, so make sure you stay tuned for this video. So outdoor lighting quality is very good, so it's very close to the nature subjects without any kind of issues, and even the portrait video front cam also works perfectly fine, no problem at all. But one more thing, so you need to have very stable hands. I mean, you should not shake little bit. Even if you shake little bit also, the photo comes blurred. It doesn't happen with other phones like OnePlus Nord 2. I did not have any kind of problem, but I need to be very careful this with the Moto H20 when I'm trying to take the front cam shots. So these are the back camera shots which are taken in this phone, which looks really good. It can zoom up to 30x of zooming. That is what the demonstration is about in this segment. I did try to zoom that object with using the 30x, that's kind of thing. And it's the front cam clarity which is in the Moto H20. The night mode shots are not that great. And front cam is perfect. I did like the front cam, not an issue. It's exactly close to the subject, not oversaturated or not. I cannot see any kind of things in this under front cam. Macro lens. But overall in terms of the outdoor lighting, it's perfect, no problem for me. But when it comes to the indoor night mode shots, it's not that great. It's not doing that much kind of great job in this indoor lighting condition. As you can see, it's not that good. So in terms of the camera, out of 5, I can give maybe 4-star rating in this Moto H20 in terms of the camera. Not that good, but kind of average. So next is regarding the battery and the charging. Wow. So in terms of the battery, so I did use it for 5 days, but I did really like the battery backup, friends. There's no words at all, as you can completely hear my anxiety about this battery life. So I used to get kind of close to 6 hours minimum screen on time, and sometimes even 7 hours of screen on time as well in this Moto H20. 7 hours of screen on time. Yes, I'll try to show you the proofs as well, whatever I got. And let me try to go back to the screenshot which I taken, and I'll be able to show you a couple of screenshots. 7 hours 19 minutes, 7 hours, as you can see the time, how much I got. 7 hours and 12 minutes of screen on time. That is another screenshot. And next is 7 hours 23 minutes of screen on time. As you can see the screen on time, how much it is. It's fantastic. For 50% only I got 5 hours of screen on time. This is without using any kind of gaming. I mean, little bit kind of gaming, not huge gaming, just a little bit gaming I did do. And with these 5 days I did upload a lot of videos, and I did do plenty of testing in this device. So overall for me, I am really impressed with the performance. Performance is really good, I mean in terms of the battery, so that's very good. And charging takes about close to 50 minutes of time, not bad, like 30 watts charging, so 4000 mAh of battery, 50 minutes of time, so which is as usual like other phones. That's the thing about the phone. So PUBG gaming, if you want to play our Battlegrounds mobile game, you can play up to close to maybe 5.5 hours, somewhere around that, 5.5 hours to 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours in between, that is a timeline. Next is connectivity. 5G, obviously good, strong. We do have so many 5G bands, no need to worry. 4G plus also not bad, it's kind of good. Wi-Fi is the one which is really bothering me. So one thing is that I did confirm that the Wi-Fi speeds, when the signals are very low, I don't get that kind of high speeds Wi-Fi. When I am standing in front of the router, only then I am getting the high speeds. That is kind of insane. I'm not sure why it's happening, but only in this device. So I did use the MI9X device, no problem. POCO X8 GT, no problem. Realme X8 Max, no problem. iQOO 7 also no problem. So I did do some OnePlus Nord 2 also, no issues. But there's issues going on with the Wi-Fi connection. I'm not sure why it's not that strong enough. Even though I got, I think kind of 90%, 80% of the signals, but still I was unable to get that kind of high speeds working in this device. This is not an issue with me. Even few of the users also complained that Moto H20 Fusion doesn't have this kind of high speeds in terms of the Wi-Fi connection. That is the reason I'm trying to highlight. In the Wi-Fi, slightly kind of, I'm not sure why it's happening. Still, I need to do a lot of testing, so make sure to stay tuned for those videos. So build quality wise, excellent. Build quality, 163 grams, it feels very, very light. As I said, this is one reason why I'm like to hold this phone every time. Whenever I try to use, I always want to type something, I'm not sure why, but that's the feeling I'm getting in this phone when I'm trying to use it. It's really good, the design and build quality. There is no 3.5mm jack, there is no dual stereo speaker setup, but still there's no in-display fingerprint scanner. But for me, the build quality is like, man, it's really good in terms of the less weight. That is what my favorite thing is about. And in my usage as a person, for me I'm not that using about the 3.5mm jack and not much about the speakers. I do want this build quality. So it also depends upon one person to other person, so the preferences can be changed. I can totally agree on that, but for me, in my usage, I never connect the 3.5mm jack. Always I used to use the Bluetooth earphones only. I'm not that gamer, so not worried about the latency while using the Bluetooth, but still, even with the dual speaker setup also, I'm not that using every time with the dual speaker setup, but that's another thing. If you want, you can take a look, but still, I did like the build quality in this phone. And only problem is that the volume buttons are slightly very high. That's kind of very much tall. That's very hard to reach. They should have kept somewhere around here, exactly in this position. That could be really very much convenient to use the volume button. And the power button is also slightly should move somewhere around here. It's kind of slightly top. These two positions, it's very top. That's the one thing which is annoying me. Apart from that, there's a bump, biggest bump is going on. Obviously, it will wobble around the table as well, as you can see. You must have seen whenever I'm trying to do the speed test results, every time the phone will shake. If you use the case, it will decrease a little bit. You cannot avoid it. So next thing is about the UI and software updates. Wow. So this, I think we cannot even talk anything, because obviously the stock UI, there's no complaints at all, zero complaints. And that is another main thing why I like to use this stock UI experience of the Android. This is my first phone with the stock UI. Yes, friends. Yes, this is my first one, to be frank. That is the reason why I fell in love with this Moto H20, because of the stock UI experience and because of very fluid and a very smooth interface and very transition also very fast. That's very good in terms of the overall experience. Software updates, two Android major updates will be definitely getting this Moto H20. No need to worry about that. And finally, the price is slightly higher. Yes, I can definitely agree, friends. 30,000 is very much high, but after using only, then I realized it's really worth it. Yes, before I thought it's really very high, but after using for 5 days, I got to understand, friends, yes, the value of this phone. The minute I use other phones like POCO F3 GT, I can definitely feel how much painful it is. Yes, to be frank, after using this phone. And even when I'm trying to use the interface and everything, this stock UI experience, yes, it's worth to pay 30,000. I'm not sure, I cannot talk for everyone, but definitely after you use, you will definitely understand what is the potential of this phone. So my impressions of this Moto H20, I can definitely give out of 4.5 star rating, friends, on this phone. Even the 0.5 gone for not having 3.5mm jack and not having dual speakers and not having the in-display fingerprint scanner and a lot of other, not having large battery capacity, but still I was able to get really solid battery capacity. So these are the few things you should definitely see when you're trying to buy this device. For the gamers, no. For the gamers, hardcore gamers, no. For normal gaming, maybe. That's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.